Welcome back to the deep dive. You ready to get weird today?
Always.
Okay, good. Because today we're going deep into something pretty wild.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so it was once locked away, top secret government files kind of stuff.
Ooh, exciting.
The CIA, they were exploring human consciousness.
Really? Like, how deep are we talking here?
We're talking the gateway experience. You ever heard of it?
It rings a bell, yeah. It's something about altered consciousness, right?
Yeah. Supposedly, it lets you, alter your consciousness and maybe even bend the limits of time and space.
Time and space. Okay, you've got my attention.
And guess what? We've got the declassified CIA documents, diagrams, manuals, the whole thing.
Wow, so this is the real deal, not just some conspiracy theory stuff.
Nope. Straight from the source. Plus, we've got some insights from experts on altered states of consciousness.
All right, you're really pulling out all the stops for this deep dive.
Well, if you're into government secrets and mind-blowing possibilities, this is the place to be.
You know your audience.
So hit that like button, subscribe, because things are about to get weird.
I am ready.
So, these documents, this info, it was once top secret. Seriously, hush-hush.
Yeah, I mean, the idea that the CIA was researching this stuff is pretty mind-blowing in itself.
But now it's all out there. We can explore it, see what we can learn.
We're getting a peek behind the curtain of some secret society.
Right, and what we find, it's a mix of science, spirituality, and maybe even a bit of sci-fi.
Yeah, the line between science and spirituality gets pretty blurry when you're talking about consciousness.
Exactly. So let's break this down. What exactly is the gateway experience?
Okay, so think of it as a training program. It's designed to boost your brain power, shift your consciousness to a whole new level.
Okay, so brain training on steroids.
Yeah, something like that. But the goal is to move your awareness beyond the physical world.
Beyond the physical world. So we're talking astral projection, out-of-body experiences.
Potentially. But they take it even further. They talk about escaping the boundaries of time and space.
Time and space? That's a pretty big claim.
Yeah, it is. But the CIA seemed to think it was possible.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How do they plan to pull that off? What's the secret sauce?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The gateway experience uses a technique called Hemi-Sync.
Hemi-Sync. I've heard that term before. It's something to do with sound, right?
Oh, yeah. It basically uses sound frequencies to get the left and right sides of your brain working in perfect harmony.
Oh, like binaural beats. I've tried those for relaxation and focus.
It's similar, yeah. But Hemi-Sync is more sophisticated, with specific frequencies designed to elicit specific states of consciousness.
So, using sound to change your brainwaves. Interesting. But how does that lead to bending time and space?
All right, buckle up, because this is where it gets kind of mind-bendy. The CIA documents suggest the universe is this massive energy system.
Okay, I'm following so far. Energy system, got it.
Like a giant hologram, they say. And our consciousness is just a tiny part of it.
A hologram? Like those 3D images on credit cards?
Kind of, but on a much, much grander scale. Everything we see as reality, including ourselves, might just be a projection of information encoded in this universal hologram.
Okay, that's a lot to process.
I know, right? It's pretty trippy.
So where does the gateway experience fit into all of this?
The theory is, by using Hemi-Sync to change our brainwave frequencies, we can tune our consciousness to this universal hologram.
Tune our consciousness, like adjusting the dial on a radio to pick up different stations.
Exactly. And by quieting the chatter of our everyday thoughts and focusing our awareness, we can potentially unlock information and experiences that are normally hidden from us.
Okay, hold on, I gotta ask. The CIA was interested in all of this.
Yeah, they were. And it makes sense when you consider the context.
What do you mean?
Well, this was during the Cold War, right? A time when the U.S. and the Soviet Union were in this constant power struggle, always trying to one-up each other.
Right, the space race, the arms race.
Yeah.
Everyone was on edge.
Exactly. So the CIA was looking for any advantage they could get. And they were really interested in psychic phenomena.
So they were thinking psychic spies, like training agents to remotely view enemy bases or something.
That seems to have been part of their thinking, yeah. The documents mention using the gateway experience for intelligence gathering, remote viewing, and even potentially influencing events from afar.
Wow, that's wild. So, using their minds to control things. Okay, we're definitely in sci-fi territory now.
We are.
So let's talk about what the gateway experience actually involves. What are the techniques?
All right, so the documents outline a step-by-step process. It starts with relaxation and visualization techniques.
Okay, so kind of like guided meditation.
In a way, yeah. People are guided to relax deeply, often while listening to Hemi-Sync tapes, and then visualize specific images and scenarios.
The images and scenarios designed to, shift their awareness.
Exactly. It's about breaking free from your normal thought patterns and opening your mind to new possibilities.
Okay, starting to get the picture. Relaxation, visualization, Hemi-Sync sounds to get those brain hemispheres in sync.
Right. And they also use affirmations.
Affirmations. Like positive self-talk.
Yeah, repeating positive statements to oneself to change mindset and beliefs.
Okay, that's pretty common in self-help and spirituality.
It is. But in the gateway experience, it's about more than just feeling good. It's about consciously aligning your intentions with what you want to achieve.
Interesting. So you've got relaxation, visualization, affirmations, and those Hemi-Sync sounds. But didn't you mention something about a missing page in these CIA documents? What's the deal with that?
Oh, yeah, the infamous missing page 25. For years, it fueled all sorts of speculation and conspiracy theories.
Of course it did. A missing page in a top-secret CIA report about exploring consciousness sounds like the perfect recipe for a conspiracy theory.
Right. It's like something straight out of a movie.
So what happened? Did this missing page ever turn up?
It did, eventually. It was found in the archives of the Monroe Institute.
The Monroe Institute, who are they?
They're an organization founded by Robert Monroe, a pioneer in consciousness studies.
Robert Monroe.
Exactly.
Is he the guy behind Hemi-Sync?
The one and only. He was fascinated by altered states of consciousness, and he drew from his own experiences to develop the Hemi-Sync technology and the Gateway Experience training program.
So this Robert Monroe guy, he's like the godfather of all this.
You could say that, yeah. He was a key figure in this whole field of consciousness exploration.
Okay, back to this missing page 25. What was on it? Did it hold the key to the universe or something?
It delves into the idea of self-consciousness and its role in creation.
Self-consciousness in creation. Okay, I'm listening.
It suggests that our individual consciousness is connected to a much larger universal consciousness. And by tapping into this larger consciousness, we can access the creative power of the universe.
Whoa, okay, so we're not just talking about like bending spoons with our minds here.
It goes way beyond that. The document talks about the potential to manifest our desires, influence reality, even connect with other dimensions.
Okay, this is getting deep. But what does it all mean for the average person? Like, what's the takeaway from all this?
I think the Gateway experience, whether you believe in its full potential or not, raises some pretty big questions about the nature of consciousness, how much we can really perceive, and how vast the universe truly is.
It's like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Exactly. It challenges us to question what we think is possible and explore the vast unknown within our own minds.
So let's talk more about the specific techniques the CIA documents outline. You mentioned starting with basic relaxation and visualization exercises. What are those like?
Well, the first step is to create what they call an energy conversion box.
An energy conversion box. Sounds intense. What is that?
Picture a box. It's a mental technique where you visualize this box to contain any stray thoughts or worries that might distract you.
Oh, so it's like a mental filing cabinet for all the things that clutter your mind.
Yeah, you could think of it that way. You imagine putting all your worries, anxieties, anything that's bothering you into this box, sealing it shut, and leaving your mind clear and focused.
That's actually a pretty cool trick, even outside of this consciousness exploration stuff. I might have to try that next time I'm feeling stressed.
It's a useful technique for anyone who wants to improve their focus.
So once you've decluttered your mind with this energy conversion box, what's next?
Then comes the resonate tuning exercise. This one involves humming a single unchanging tone for a while.
Humming. Like just making a humming sound.
Yeah, just a steady humming sound. The point is to create a vibrating feeling in your head, a physical sensation of resonance within your body.
Okay, and this helps shift your consciousness.
It's part of the process, yeah. It helps quiet the mind and turn your attention away from external distractions and toward your internal experience.
Interesting. So after this resonate tuning, what's the next step on the gateway journey?
Next, you're exposed to the gateway affirmation. It's a statement acknowledging that you're more than just a physical body and expressing a desire to expand your consciousness.
So like a mantra or something.
Kind of. You repeat this affirmation as you hear it on the tape.
Okay, affirmations, positive self-talk. We talked about that.
Right. It's about shifting your mindset and consciously aligning your intentions with what you want to achieve.
So you've relaxed, cleared your mind, created resonance through humming, and affirmed your desire to expand your consciousness. What happens then? Do you suddenly blast off to another dimension?
Not quite that dramatic. The gateway experience is a gradual process. They break it down into different focus levels, each representing a deeper state of awareness.
Focus levels, like levels in a video game.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Each focus level introduces new techniques and experiences, building on the previous levels.
Okay, tell me more about these focus levels. What kind of experiences do they involve?
The early focus levels focus on deepening your relaxation and achieving what they call hemispheric synchronization, or Hemi-Sync. It's about synchronizing the brainwave patterns of your left and right brain hemispheres.
And what's so important about syncing your brain hemispheres?
Well, the documents say that the left side of your brain is the logical, analytical side, while the right side is more intuitive and creative.
Okay, so left brain is all about logic and reason. Right brain is about creativity and intuition. Got it.
Exactly. And by getting them in sync, you're essentially creating a more complete and integrated state of awareness.
So it's about bringing the logical and intuitive parts of your brain into harmony.
Precisely. And this state of hemispheric synchronization is seen as a key to unlocking expanded states of consciousness.
Okay, that makes sense. So you've mastered those early focus levels. Now what? Where does the gateway experience take you from there?
That's where things get really wild. As you move through the focus levels, you learn techniques to manipulate your energy field, explore other dimensions, and maybe even travel through time.
Hold on. Energy manipulation, dimensional travel, time travel. This is starting to sound like a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But remember, this is all based on the CIA's own research and documents.
Right, this isn't just some made-up story. Okay, before we jump into those more advanced techniques, let's break down the early focus levels a bit more. What specifically happens in, say, Focus 3?
Okay, so Focus 3 is all about achieving deep physical relaxation, almost like being asleep, but you stay aware.
So like lucid dreaming.
It's similar, yeah. It's described as a virtual sleep state. Your body is super relaxed, but your mind is alert and receptive.
So like the ultimate power nap. Body resting, mind wide awake.
Exactly. And this relaxed receptive state is considered perfect for introducing the Hemi-Sync frequencies and starting the hemispheric synchronization process.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're deeply relaxed, your brain waves are syncing up. What's next in this consciousness expanding odyssey?
Well, in Focus 10, you start working with what they call pink and white noise.
Pink and white noise, like the static you hear on a TV when there's no signal.
It's similar, but it's carefully designed to further alter your brainwave patterns and bring you into even deeper states of relaxation and altered consciousness.
So it's like adding another layer of sound-based brainwave manipulation.
Exactly. This combo of Hemi-Sync frequencies and pink and white noise is meant to help you achieve a state they call Focus 12.
Focus 12. This is where things start to get really trippy, right?
Focus 12 is a major turning point in the Gateway experience. It's a state of vastly expanded awareness where you start to interact with dimensions beyond your normal physical reality.
Okay, hold on. Let me catch my breath here. Interacting with other dimensions. This is where my brain is saying, wait, what?
I know, it's a lot to take in. But the documents describe Focus 12 as a state where your perception shifts dramatically, and you start to experience and interact with realities beyond the limits of time and space.
Wow, okay, I need to buckle up for this. So what kind of techniques do they use at Focus 12 to help you navigate these other dimensions?
One technique is the energy balloon. You're guided to visualize an energy balloon around your body, from your head down to your feet.
An energy balloon. What's that for? Is it like a shield or something?
It's described as a form of protection, yes. The documents suggest that when you're in these expanded states, you might encounter other energy forms, and the energy balloon acts as a shield against negative or unwanted influences.
Okay, so it's like a psychic force field to keep the bad vibes away.
Something like that. It's about creating a sense of safety and security as you explore these uncharted territories of consciousness.
Makes sense. So you've got your energy balloon, you're protected from negative vibes, and you're ready to explore other dimensions. What happens next?
Focus 12 is really just the beginning. It's the gateway to a whole range of advanced techniques that the Gateway experience offers.
Okay, this is where I'm really curious. What kind of advanced techniques are we talking about here? Give me the mind-blowing stuff.
Okay, so one of the most intriguing techniques is called patterning.
Patterning. What's that all about?
Imagine using your consciousness to, make things happen in your life, to manifest your desires.
Manifest desires. So we're talking like think really hard about something you want, and it magically appears.
It's a little more nuanced than that. According to the document, when you're in this expanded state of awareness, Focus 12, your thoughts have a much stronger influence on reality.
Okay, so there's more to it than just wishing and hoping.
Right. By focusing your intention and visualizing your desired outcome like it's already real, you create a blueprint for it to manifest in the physical world.
Whoa, so it's about aligning your consciousness with your intentions and then projecting that out into the universe.
You got it. It's understanding that your consciousness isn't just passively observing reality, it's like actively participating in its creation.
Okay, that's a pretty powerful concept. What other mind-blowing techniques does the CIA have in their consciousness toolkit?
Another technique is called color breathing.
Color breathing. Okay, I'm intrigued. What is that?
It's a healing technique where you visualize breathing in different colors, each representing a specific energy frequency.
So you're not actually breathing in colored air.
No, it's all visualization. It's about using the power of your imagination to direct energy within your body.
Okay, how does that work?
Well, different colors are associated with different frequencies and vibrations.
Hmm.
By visualizing breathing in those colors, you're essentially infusing your body with those specific energies.
Interesting. So it's like a form of energy healing.
Yeah, you could say that. It's about using the mind to influence the energy flow within your body.
Okay, I'm seeing a theme here. A lot of these techniques rely on visualization and the power of the mind to influence energy and reality.
You're catching on. That's a key takeaway from the Gateway experience. It's all about understanding that consciousness, energy, and reality itself are all interconnected.
Okay, I like it. So what other tools are in this consciousness toolkit?
There's the energy bar tool, which is basically a technique for manipulating and directing energy. Imagine a tiny pulsating dot of light that you stretch out into a bar of energy.
An energy bar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm picturing it. What can you do with this energy bar?
You can use it for different purposes, like healing, for example, or sending energy to others.
Oh, interesting. So you can, like, beam healing energy to someone who's sick.
That's the idea, yeah. But they also talk about using it to influence objects at a distance.
Telekinesis, moving things with your mind.
According to the Gateway documents, yeah, it's a possibility. By focusing your intention and directing this energy bar, you can interact with the energy fields of other objects, potentially even moving them physically.
Okay, this is getting more and more sci-fi by the minute. Besides manipulating energy in objects, what else can you do with these advanced gateway techniques?
One of the most fascinating is remote viewing.
Remote viewing. I've heard of that, like seeing things that are happening far away.
Yeah, it builds on the energy bar tool. But instead of manipulating objects, you use it to gather information about distant locations or events.
So like psychic espionage.
That's the basic idea. You visualize using your energy bar to create a vortex, like a swirling portal, and then send your consciousness through that portal to the place or event you want to view.
Wow, that's pretty wild. So the CIA was potentially training agents to project their consciousness to other places and gather intel.
It seems that was one of the applications they were interested in, yeah.
Okay, I have to ask, what about time travel? Is that a real thing in the gateway experience?
There's a technique called Focus 15 Travel into the Past that focuses on accessing past events.
Focus 15.
Yeah.
Time travel to the past. Okay, how does that work?
It involves expanding your consciousness even further than Focus 12, using additional Hemi-Sync frequencies and subliminal suggestions on the tapes. You visualize time as a giant wheel with spokes, each spoke representing a point in your past.
So it's like spinning a cosmic roulette wheel of time and landing on a specific memory.
It's more about intentionally choosing a specific spoke on the wheel, a specific point in your past that you want to revisit and experience again.
Okay, so you're not physically traveling back in time.
Yeah.
It's more about accessing memories and experiencing them as if you were there again.
That seems to be the idea, yeah. It's about using your consciousness to move beyond the limitations of linear time.
Interesting. The document mentions that only a small percentage of people actually reach Focus 15. Why is that?
It's considered one of the most challenging techniques to master. It requires serious mental discipline, focus, and control over your consciousness.
So not everyone can just pop into their past like running to the store.
Apparently not. It takes a lot of training and practice to reach that level of mastery over your consciousness.
Okay, so we've covered some pretty amazing stuff. Energy manipulation, remote viewing, time travel to the past. What other incredible things are possible with the gateway experience?
The documents also mention the possibility of accessing the future and even communicating with intelligent beings in other dimensions.
Hold on. Accessing the future. Communicating with other beings. Now that's taking things to a whole new level.
I know, right? It gets pretty wild. But that's the whole point of the gateway experience, pushing the limits of what we believe is possible with human consciousness.
Okay, so let's say you're brave enough to venture into this realm of expanded consciousness. What risks are you facing? Is there a dark side to all of this?
The documents do mention some potential risks. One is encountering negative entities in these altered states of consciousness.
Negative entities, like evil spirits or something.
It's not totally clear what they mean by negative entities. It could be negative thought forms or maybe something more metaphysical.
Okay, that's a little creepy. What other risks should people be aware of?
Another risk is getting disoriented or lost in these expanded states of awareness. The documents stress the importance of having proper guidance and training to navigate these realms safely.
So it's not something to mess around with lightly.
Definitely not. The gateway experience is a powerful tool, and it's important to approach it with respect and caution.
Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, I want to explore this, I want to see what my consciousness can do, where do they even begin? Is there a gateway experience app they can download?
No app, but the Monroe Institute, the organization Robert Monroe founded, still offers workshops and training programs based on the gateway experience.
So you can actually go and learn these techniques from people trained in this.
Yeah, if you're serious about exploring this realm of consciousness, the Monroe Institute is a good place to start.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about one of the core concepts underlying the gateway experience. The idea that the human body is essentially an energy system.
Right. The documents delve into the idea that we're not just flesh and blood, but also complex energy fields vibrating at specific frequencies.
So we're like walking, talking energy generators.
In a way, yeah. Every cell in our body, every thought and emotion is associated with specific energy patterns and frequencies.
And the gateway experience aims to manipulate those frequencies to achieve these altered states of consciousness.
Exactly. Techniques like Hemi-Sync are designed to synchronize and harmonize those frequencies, essentially tuning the human instrument to access different states of awareness.
Okay, that makes sense. But how does the concept of the universe as a hologram tie into all of this? We touched on that earlier, but I'd love to hear more.
This gets really mind-bending. Some physicists have proposed that the universe might be a giant hologram, meaning that everything we perceive as three-dimensional is actually encoded on a two-dimensional surface.
Wait, so you're saying our entire reality is like a projection from some cosmic movie screen?
That's one way to think about it, yeah. If this theory holds true, then our consciousness, our perception of reality, could be seen as interacting with this holographic projection.
Whoa. So the gateway experience might be a way to hack into that holographic code and experience reality in a completely different way.
That's one way to interpret it. By altering our consciousness and raising our vibrational frequency, we might be able to interact with this holographic reality in ways we can't even fully grasp yet.
Okay, I'm definitely feeling the mind-bending effects here. So the CIA was exploring this. What were they hoping to achieve? Were they trying to train agents to rewrite the holographic code, like some kind of reality programmers?
That's a fascinating thought. While the documents don't explicitly say that, they do mention using the gateway experience for things like influencing events at a distance.
So maybe they were hoping to use these techniques to shape reality itself, in a way. That's some next-level stuff.
It definitely pushes the boundaries of what we typically think of as possible. And it raises all sorts of ethical questions, too, which we won't delve into here.
Right. We'll save those for another deep dive.
Yeah.
So we've got this idea of the human body as an energy system, the universe as a hologram, and the gateway experience as a way to potentially bridge the gap between them. Where does that leave us? What are the potential implications of all this?
The implications are truly mind-boggling. If we can learn to manipulate our energy fields and tap into this universal hologram, who knows what we might be capable of?
Healing ourselves, communicating telepathically, maybe even traveling through time and space.
The possibilities are almost endless, and that's what makes the gateway experience so intriguing, even if we approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Let's take a moment to recap the key takeaways from the gateway experience before we move on to the final part of our deep dive.
Sounds good. First, the gateway experience relies on the idea that our bodies are more than just physical matter. We are also complex energy systems vibrating at specific frequencies.
Right, and by using techniques like Hemi-Sync, we can synchronize those frequencies and access different states of awareness.
Exactly. And the idea is that by achieving these altered states, we can potentially tap into a universal energy field, often described as a hologram, that contains information and experiences beyond our normal perception.
So it's like we're tuning our consciousness to a different channel, a different frequency, and suddenly we have access to a whole new reality.
That's a great analogy. And the CIA, with its interest in intelligence gathering and pushing the boundaries of human capabilities, saw potential in this.
Right. They were exploring the possibility of using the gateway experience for things like remote viewing, influencing events, and who knows what else. Pretty mind-blowing stuff.
It certainly challenges our assumptions about what's possible.
So we've laid the groundwork. Now let's dive into some of the more advanced techniques outlined in the CIA documents, the ones that really push the limits of what we think we know about consciousness and reality. Okay, so we've talked about the basics of the gateway experience, like Hemi-Sync and those relaxation techniques, and that whole idea of the universe as a hologram.
Right, setting the stage for all the weirdness.
Exactly. Now let's get to the really juicy stuff.
All right, hit me with it.
What are some of these advanced techniques that supposedly allow people to, do extraordinary things with their consciousness?
Well, we've already talked about a few, like patterning, where you use focused intention and visualization to manifest desired outcomes.
Right? Like shaping reality with your thoughts, almost like some kind of psychic engineering.
It's a pretty radical concept.
What other techniques are we talking about?
Another fascinating one is remote viewing, where you project your consciousness to a distant location or event, like to gather information.
Like psychic espionage.
Yeah.
The CIA was definitely interested in that. How does that supposedly work?
The documents describe using visualization and that energy bar tool, that pulsating bar of energy we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I remember.
They use it to create a sort of psychic portal that your consciousness can travel through.
Okay, that's some serious mind-bending stuff.
For sure.
And then there's the big one, time travel. The documents mention a technique called Focus 15 Travel into the Past.
Ah, yes, time travel. The holy grail of science fiction.
Is it really possible to journey back in time using consciousness? Like, really?
Well, it's one of the most intriguing and controversial aspects of the gateway experience, for sure. The document suggests that by achieving a very deep state of altered consciousness, you can potentially access memories and experiences from your past.
So it's more like accessing vivid memories, not like physically traveling through time.
Right. It's about transcending the limitations of linear time through expanded awareness.
But the document says only a small percentage of people achieve Focus 15. Why is it so difficult?
Well, it requires an incredibly high level of mental discipline and control over your consciousness.
So no casual time-traveling tourists then?
Not according to the gateway documents. It takes serious dedication and practice to reach that level of mastery over your consciousness.
Okay, so we've got remote viewing, time travel to the past. What about accessing the future? Is that something the gateway experience touches on?
The documents do hint at the possibility of glimpsing future events or probabilities, but it's presented as even more challenging and less reliable than accessing the past.
So predicting the future is a bit trickier than revisiting the past, even in this realm of expanded consciousness.
It seems so, yeah.
All right, what about communicating with other beings in other dimensions? Is that on the table too?
Definitely. The concept of encountering or communicating with non-physical entities is mentioned in the documents.
So we're talking about like interdimensional beings.
Possibly, yeah. But again, it's stressed that this kind of exploration should be approached with caution and proper guidance.
Right. Venturing to those realms sounds like it could get pretty intense.
No doubt.
Okay, so we've explored some of the more mind-blowing aspects of the gateway experience.
Yeah.
But stepping back for a moment, what's the overall significance of all of this? What are the potential implications?
Well, I think the gateway experience, regardless of whether you believe all of its claims,
Yeah.
it offers a powerful reminder that the potential of human consciousness is vast and largely unexplored.
Like we're just scratching the surface.
Exactly. And it pushes us to consider that there might be much more to reality than what we currently perceive.
It's like we've been living in a tiny room our whole lives, and suddenly someone's opened a door to a vast and unknown universe.
That's a great way to put it.
So for our listeners who are like completely hooked on this topic and want to dive in deeper, what resources would you recommend? Where can they learn more about the gateway experience and, explore these concepts further?
Well, the most comprehensive source is the Declassified CIA document itself.
Oh, right. People can actually read the original document.
You can find it online, yeah, with a bit of searching. It's a dense read, but fascinating if you're willing to put in the effort.
And of course, there's the Monroe Institute. founded by Robert Monroe, the pioneer behind Hemi-Sync and the Gateway Experience.
Right. They still offer workshops and training programs based on these techniques.
So you can actually go and learn these techniques from people trained in this.
Yeah, they offer a range of courses, from introductory workshops to more intensive retreats, all focused on expanding consciousness and exploring the potential of the human mind.
So for anyone who's been listening to this deep dive and thinking, sign me up, the Monroe Institute might be just the ticket.
It's definitely worth checking out.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the Gateway Experience, I'm left with this, mix of excitement and a healthy dose of awe.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
It's mind-blowing to think that the CIA was seriously exploring these concepts, and that this information is now accessible to everyone.
It's a testament to the power of human curiosity and our enduring fascination with the mysteries of consciousness.
It really makes you wonder what other secrets might be hidden away, just waiting to be discovered.
Who knows what breakthroughs in our understanding of the mind and reality might be just around the corner.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It really is.
So, to our listeners, we encourage you to keep an open mind, stay curious, and keep exploring the vast potential within yourselves and the universe around you. If you could access expanded states of consciousness, what would you explore? What mysteries would you unravel? What hidden potentials would you unlock? The possibilities are truly limitless. And that's it for this deep dive into the Gateway Experience. We hope you enjoyed the journey. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this episode with anyone who might be interested in exploring the mysteries of the mind and the universe. Until next time, keep exploring.